Probably the biggest question that students have is how much theory will be on the paper. We'll get to that. I think a more important question is, what does theory actually mean? What it doesn't mean is questions about qualitative characteristics and accounting principles. Now, they're examples of theory questions, but theory questions are much broader than that. What it means is theory questions are questions where marks are awarded for non-financial responses, as in you need to write a sentence. So a practical problem is one where you need to do something with your calculator and write in a number. So for example, on the screen you can see a general journal. Now obviously you need to write words in that, so you need to write the name of the ledgers, but it will require you to make a calculation or write a number in one of those columns. The theory question, on the other hand, basically just has blank lines. It is a box where you need to write in a purely written response. There's no calculation involved, and that's what we mean by a theory question. So obviously that includes qualitative characteristics and accounting principles, but it's also much bigger than that. So practical questions, here's some examples just from past SACs at our school. You can see that would be a general journal, so it does have handwritten things in there, but predominantly that was about balancing, and that one was to do with closing the general ledger. Ledger would be a practical question, financial report like a cash flow statement, and also maybe a calculation. You sometimes just get a box and you have to calculate a number. A theory question, on the other hand, could be explain, or maybe a lot of blank lines to discuss something. You also have some questions where there isn't one mark for identifying something. So in this case, you're asked to identify an accounting principle, so that could be a possibility as well. Okay, so how much theory is there actually? Well, history says there's somewhere between 30 to 40% of the marks will be for theory. What there isn't in the study design is a number. There is nothing in there that says this is how much there will be. So the best bet you've got is to look at past exams. So if you go and look at 2014, that's 63% of the marks were for practical questions, 37% were for theory. In 2013, there was a little bit more practical than there was in 2014. And in 2012, that was actually 2 exams. That was back when there was an exam for Unit 3. There was 64% practical and 36% theory over the course of the 2 exams. So I think roughly, if you want to average it out, expect up to 40% and probably a minimum of 30%.